Hello out there, YouTube. It's nice to be back on here a little bit now. Sorry it's took so long to get back with you about the update on the Freightliner FLD bumper. It's been a hectic couple weeks. Everything could go wrong, did go wrong. We got the bumper put on the FLD. Took a lot more work than we thought it was going to, but it does look good. Got the truck on the road, doing a couple loads with it right now. Seems to be doing pretty good. Needs a little bit of TLC in spots, but you know, it's going to be a work in progress. I'll flip the camera around here and show you what I'm talking about with the bumper. I mean, it turned out really nice as far as I'm concerned. And I'll show you what we done to straighten the bumper up. All right. Sorry if it's bright here right now. So hopefully it'll come in good. Let me get back over here. See, we got the bumper on there, the 20-inch wraparound FLD bumper. I mean, it looks very good on the truck. I mean, put the single stack back on it for now, just to have it on the road and making some money. I'm going to eventually put double stacks because it would help the looks of it tremendously. Pulled one load and you can see how black the corner of that trailer is up there right now with just hauling one load, but oh well, it's part of the progress. Anyway, as in my last video, if you remember, it was hanging out over here, and what we had to do was to straighten it up and to line it up is we took the bumper completely back off, took a plasma cutter and cut these hoses right here and these two right here out another inch. Well, that sounds easy and everything, but the slag ended up blocking us up. I mean, it was still a headache even doing that. I mean, like I said before, I know the truck's on a rebuilt title. I'm guessing it had the front end realigned on it or reinforced at some point or another. And when it did, they ended up fixing it that way, because I've never in my life had a bumper that was that hard to put on before. Anyhow, we got the slag out from behind it the best we could. We put it back up on blocks, pushed it up against it, and you can see right here, I don't know if you can or not there in that, but you can see where the pull pin is. And I mean, we had to shift it over. I mean, which that'll be all right. It don't look as good in my opinion like that, but you know, hey, at least the bumper's straight. Anyhow, we got it bolted up there just fine. We shifted it over. As you can see, it's still right where it needs to be at roughly on that. On these black braces right here on the bumper, I didn't know for sure if them was adjustments or not, and they are adjustments. What I found out when I tightened it down, it had the bumper was hanging down tremendously. I mean, it was just, you know, tremendously loose. So what I had to do was take this bolt loose right here on each side of it, and I left these in right here for it. I tightened them down real good, but again, I put two wooden blocks under it, measured it, made sure it was level on each side, and then I started snugging it up, and I'd go to side to get it snug pretty much until it was finally tight. Well, it repositioned the bolt on the back of this black bracket back there where we wanted it at pretty much on each side, and it literally is an adjustment for the height of it pretty much, I found out. Now, on the other problem we had, we didn't have it over on this side, luckily, but let's see here. You can see the brace that goes from the frame to the bumper. Well, this one was perfect. It didn't have to budge. Well, on the passenger side, I had made a brace to extend that one out a little bit on the old style. Well, long story short, it was still just loose. The bumper was shaking horribly. Well, what it was is where it bolted into the bottom of the frame, it would not tighten back up. I mean, it was a stud up in there that was welded in place, and I guess whenever we unscrewed the old bracket, it just broke the stud, so it was just twisting around up in top. So what we done is we measured and found a piece of straight metal, had it drilled out for that side piece right there where the big bolt and the washer's at. We brought it out, heated the metal up so far and me and my business partner Moncrief ended up twisting it in the vise. We brought it back out, measured it again. We had to twist the flat end up there to get it onto the bumper. At that point, we brought it out and it was about 1 inch too long, and we hadn't drilled the hole yet for the piece on it. Cut that extra inch off, went back in, drilled the hole out at the drill press. It done an amazing job on it. Had to use a step bit on it to final it out because the drill press was not a big enough drill bit in it, and we couldn't get a bigger one than what we had, so I just used a step bit to widen it out. Anyhow, right there, it was about 18-inch long, 18.5 inches long on that, and you know, we heated it with a torch, bent it, got it cooled back down. We done everything we could do to brace it up good, and now, you know, I mean, it's got a little bit of a give to it, but nothing like it was before. It was just unreal. So anyhow, as you can see on the old girl, that wraparound bumper does help the looks of it. I've got a brand spanking new grill, but the grill I have is for a Freightliner Classic. I was going to put that grill in this truck right here, but come to find out, the grill on the FLD is actually about 1 inch wider and almost 1 inch taller. Now, it don't look like it. It looks identical. I mean, and if you give me 1 second, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, here is my 98 Freightliner Classic that's got the able body sleeper on it. This truck has been sitting for a couple months now because it ended up having an issue up in London, Kentucky. Got off at exit 38, ended up pulling through the red line, and I lost oil pressure. Well, I thought it was just an oil pressure sensor. Lo and behold, I tried to start it back up, hit start it and ran, started to pull out, it died on me, started it back up again, and when it did, it locked the motor up. Long story short, when the motor in this truck was rebuilt by the previous owner, it ended up having the oil pickup tube in the oil pan was just welded in place. It was not bracketed in place. There's 2 brackets that go around the pickup tube and make a Y coming up off the pickup tube to hold it, to keep it from, you know, all the bumps and everything. Well, long story short, I'm waiting to get a new motor to go into that one right there. I found a motor down in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a 99 model motor, 12.7. I mean, DDEC4, I mean, same exact motors I've got pretty much. So I'm going to keep my motor out of this one just as parts and buy that one. I made a down payment on it, and I'm hoping by the middle of this month to actually be doing a video of taking the motor out of this truck here and putting that new motor in once we get over to our new garage. Hopefully I will have that motor up here by the end of the month, middle of the month. But anyway, the whole reason I walked over here, as you can see, is this grill and this Freightliner right here. Now, when you're looking at them, they look identical, other than the Freightliner logo is different, obviously. Well, matter of fact, right there's another FLD sitting over there, and you can look at it and tell, kind of, get back a little bit, and you can see them both in the same picture. Okay, you can look at them there, and other than the emblem, they look like they're identical. Well, I don't remember the exact measurements off the top of my head, but I know when I measured this one, because I bought the grill to go into this truck right here. I mean, and it's going to go in this truck actually, since it won't fit in that FLD. But anyway, it's like 1 inch narrower and 1 inch shorter than the FLD grill. And I've had people argue with me saying, oh, they're not. Well, if you're looking at the fenders of this Freightliner Classic, and you look at the fenders of that FLD over there, they are a wider hood, that FLD is. I mean, it's not much wider, but you know, it is wider. And anyhow, I mean, I know I'm gonna have to have a grill made for that FLD, which is fine. I'd like to do the 3 diamond grill in it, but you know, hey, It is step by step, plain and simple. That's like this old 98 truck right here. I mean, hell, I've had it since June of last year. I mean, I changed all the marker lights out of it. These are the truck's LEDs that light up blue as well. The regular marker lights there on the side. Underneath of it, I got blue lights that come up on them. I bought these here turn signals to go on the mirror brackets, and I never could get it to work the way that I wanted it to work. So I said hell with it, and I took everything off of it, and just thought, you know what, I'll use them as the turn signal on the hood turn signal. So it turned out really nice. I've not seen them on no other truck like that, so you know, hey, I'm happy that, I mean, I've not seen it like that. That's one thing I like about it. I got the LED headlights in it, new turn signals on the braces there, took the horns off, took the spotlights off, put that 14-inch drop visor on it, and no horns and no spotlights. I mean, it just gives it a lot cleaner look pretty much on this old girl. Anyway, got off subject a little bit, and I know I went to another truck when I was talking about my FLD over here. But yeah, on that FLD, I mean, you know, I mean, heck, it's a 94 model. I've done the first load with it the other day over to Cedar Bluff, Virginia, and that 04 1/4 cat, you know, it done a good job. I mean, took it across 58, and I mean, it pulled down tremendously going through there, obviously. But I mean, hell, any truck's gonna pull down going across 58, especially when you got 44,000 pounds of Pepsi products in the box. Anyhow, yeah, hopefully here before long I'll be making some more videos of this truck, of the FLD. I'm gonna make some videos of putting the motor in my Freightliner Classic as well. Hopefully I'll be doing that here towards the end of the month. I've got a lot of plans for both trucks pretty much, and you know, like on the visor of let me turn this back around. That FLD is the factory visor. Well, I'm gonna have a custom visor built for it. I mean, it's gonna be a work in progress, but you know what, I love these old FLDs and these old Freightliner Classics. That's like on my Freightliner Classic there with the able body sleeper on it. I wish I could find someone that made a conversion top like they do for the Peterbilt and stuff like that. But I called Talladega Fiberglass, Four-State. I've called a couple other different places to see if they make anything for the able body sleeper, and everybody tells me no. I might just take that sleeper off and find a nice flat top sleeper to put on there. I've been seeing guys that's actually putting Peterbilt sleepers on there, and they actually don't look too awful bad. You just got to redo the shocks in the back and the airbags in the back. I don't know if I'm gonna do that or not, though. I mean, I wouldn't care to have the Peterbilt hole in it, you know, just to make it a little bit wider up inside of it. But at the same time, it's going to take a while to get both of them where I want them at. But, you know, hey, you got to be spending your money on something. Might as well be spending your money on something you like. I mean, heck, that's like these seats right here. They're actually used seats. Let me get it unlocked. But at the same time, I really like them. If I ever decide to paint the truck, I might paint it red or something like that, and redo it's got blue interior in it, which, you know, is Freightliner's typical old interior. I'd like to redo that. But anyhow, these seats, they're real nice seats, or really, really nice seats. They're a little bit harder than I would like. But, you know, I mean, hey, they look good. They sit where I want them at. And it is just a cool look to have it in there. I mean, you know, hell, they're custom made. They are, I don't even know the brand of them, to be honest about it. I know my business partner, Brandon Moncrief, bought them off of one of the buyers and sellers groups on Facebook, and they sat in the garage for almost a year, and I finally said, you know what, I'm going to put them in that truck just because it had the old seats in it, and all I had to do on this was drill the old ones out, and to get, because it had the rounded screws on the top of it. Anyway, I had to cut them out with a grinder, drill the hole out, and I put some huck boats down in it with my little huck boat gun I got off Amazon. Compress that nut up on that enough to where I could put it in, and you know, hey, it's pretty dang sturdy. I mean, it really is. I done 4 in the front and 2 in the back. I was going to do 4 in the back, but there just wasn't enough room to do it. This actually here came off of my old seat that was in it, because the piece got broke when we was putting it up in there. Well, I thought, you know what, I'll cut that and make it work, and I mean, heck, it works just fine. I know several people thought it was for my train horn, and it's not. It's just to make the seat air up and down. I do got another one of these, and I might actually cut it similar and try to bolt it maybe right here to the seat belt bracket. That way I can have it to operate my train horn. Right now, actually, I'll show you what I've done. I got the fifth wheel running all the way back on this truck. So I generally, back from when I was hauling oversized loads, I always ran with my fifth wheel back, you know, just even the weight out pretty much, and doing it a lot on what I do now. I still need it all the way back. I just snipped the line going into the fifth wheel there. I can see it better. Rerouted it going over there to my train horns that I mounted right there, and just, you know, use the fifth wheel switch inside the dash to have the train horns working. The good thing about it is, if I ever am in a position to where I need to remove my fifth wheel, I left enough room on that hose with that quick connect. All I gotta do is disconnect the quick connect off the gray and black there and bring it back up, hook it into the alla. I can move my fifth wheel where I need it to then. So, as I said, it's going to be a work in progress. It's going to be a lot of fun doing it here eventually. One thing I do not like, and it's got to be redone, and it's like this in a lot of old Freightliners that I've seen, is the dash. I mean, it's just in horrible condition. It needs a new skeleton, and there's a place down in Florida, I can't remember the name of it now, I got it saved in my phone, but they make, instead of having multiple pieces of wood grain for the dash, they make fiberglass pieces that just 2-piece comes out and goes on it. They redo the whole thing for you. So one thing I'm going to eventually do is take that dash out. I've got a tilt steering column over at the garage. I'll probably put it in there, and whenever we go to do that, just take that whole skeleton all the way out, get the new panels put in it, and it'll be sharp. I mean, it don't vibrate, surprisingly. I mean, which I only drove it like 460 miles the other day. It don't vibrate a lot as you would think it would, but I mean, you can see here where the previous owners has just done everything they can do to hold it together and everything. And you know, I get that. You know, I mean, sometimes the simple thing is the best solution at the time, but I don't like it. It don't look good, so it's going to come out. Anyhow, guys, thank you for your time. I hope this video might help somebody if they're trying to figure out how to do the bumper or do a couple other things to an FLD. I will start trying to get better videos of actually doing the work. I've not ordered my new camera yet, but I will be doing that here soon. That way it can be set up while we're actually doing the work to the trucks, and you know, show as we're doing it pretty much. So again, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Be safe out there. Thank you.